Now in this chapter we're going to talk about layer comps. Now layer comps in Photoshop are a fast, easy, and efficient way to create multiple variations of an image from the same set of layers. Now before, if you wanted to do that, in previous versions of Photoshop, you would go ahead and duplicate your group and you'd tweak all your layers. But as you know, as you do this, you're increasing your file size and you're also increasing more layers to manage, and it just becomes a headache pretty quick. So what we're going to do is create layer comps. We have our file. We've got a set here, or a group, of a bunch of layers. Now we're going to use these same layers to create another variation of this. So we can go to Window, Layer Comps, or you have your panel that pops out. And again, in here we just have some basic layer rules that would follow the same thing as the layers palette. And here we have a new layer comp. So since we already have our first variation, we're going to go ahead and just create a layer comp of that. So we could go New Layer Comp, and we're going to call this City Warm. Now we want to apply the layer comp with visibility, position, and appearance, because these are things we're going to change about this variation. So I'm going to go ahead and make some changes to this and make another variation really quick. Now I jumped ahead to quickly show an example of a nighttime scene, and I took the layers that we had and I just used layer styles and adjustment layers and opacity and tweaked them into a nighttime scene. Now that we have our new variation, we can go ahead and create a new layer comp for this one. So we could go to our layer comp panel, we could do New, and do City Cool. And you can see we have City Warm and City Cool. So we could jump back to our Warm, or we could jump back to our Cool. Now, obviously this has a lot of uses and can be very flexible when you're trying to present many ideas to your art director or whoever. You can make as many layer comps as you want with the same layers, and it takes a snapshot of each of your layers and then allows you to edit them and store that information and in a different layer comp, so you can have multiple presentations and multiple ideas, concepts, and variations. So another thing in Photoshop that's very handy, it's very useful, and it's a great way to manage your layers too.